The streets were cold that evening, a sharp wind cutting through the city. People walked quickly, wrapped in their coats, avoiding eye contact with those less fortunate. In front of a fancy bakery, a young homeless boy sat on the sidewalk, shivering in his tattered clothes. His eyes were fixed on the delicious cakes displayed in the window: golden pastries, creamy cupcakes, and a massive chocolate cake topped with cherries. He wasn't begging, just staring, lost in the dream of how it might taste. Inside the bakery, a wealthy woman, dressed in an expensive coat and dripping with jewelry, noticed the boy. She smirked and nudged her friend. "Look at that little street rat," she said loudly, making sure others could hear. "Standing there like he actually thinks he belongs here." Her friend giggled, but the cashier behind the counter looked uncomfortable. The boy's cheeks turned red, and he quickly looked down. Just then, the bells above the bakery door jingled as a new customer walked in. It was Keanu Reeves. Keanu had been out for a quiet evening walk when he noticed the scene outside the bakery. He saw the boy, the way he shrank at the woman's cruel laughter, and the way the people inside either ignored it or pretended not to notice. Keanu took a slow breath and stepped forward, pushing open the glass door. The warmth of the bakery greeted him, but so did the sharp voice of the wealthy woman. "Oh, great, another one," she muttered, rolling her eyes. Keanu ignored her and walked straight to the counter. "Hey, kid," he called gently. The boy flinched but looked up. "You hungry?" The boy hesitated, then gave a small nod. Keanu smiled. "Good, let's get you something." The wealthy woman scoffed, crossing her arms. "Seriously? You're feeding a stray. He'll just beg for more tomorrow." Keanu turned to her, his usual calm demeanor unshaken. "And what exactly have you done to help?" The woman raised an eyebrow, unprepared for the challenge. "Help? Why would I waste my money on someone like him?" Keanu didn't answer right away. Instead, he took out his wallet and placed a few crisp bills on the counter. "I'd like to buy the biggest cake here," he told the cashier. The wealthy woman laughed again. "For him, what a waste." Keanu finally turned to her, his expression unreadable. "No, not just for him, for everyone outside who didn't have the luck to be born into comfort like you." The bakery went silent. Even the cashier hesitated, unsure what to say. Keanu looked at the little boy. "You ever had cake like this before?" The boy shook his head. "No, sir." Keanu smiled warmly. "Then today's a special day." The cashier quickly packed the biggest chocolate cake into a box, handing it over. Keanu knelt down, giving it to the boy with a nod. "This is yours now, but if you'd like, you can share." The boy's eyes widened. "Really?" Keanu winked. "Really?" The wealthy woman huffed in disbelief. "You think feeding him once will change anything? He'll still be nothing tomorrow." Keanu finally gave her his full attention. "And you'll still be exactly who you are." Her smug smile faltered. Keanu straightened up. "Real wealth isn't about money. It's about kindness. And right now you're broke." The bakery remained silent, everyone processing what had just happened. The woman's face turned red, but she had no words left. The little boy, clutching the cake, hesitated for a moment. Then, instead of running away with it, he turned and walked outside. Keanu followed, watching as the boy approached a few other homeless kids nearby. Without a second thought, he opened the box and started sharing. The kids' faces lit up as they took their first bites, laughter filling the cold air. Keanu smiled. The wealthy woman, still watching from inside, shifted uncomfortably. Something in her expression changed. For the first time, she looked unsure. The sight of those children, grateful for something as simple as cake, made her expensive jewelry and designer coat feel suddenly, meaningless. She swallowed hard. I need to go," she mumbled, rushing out of the bakery. Keanu watched her leave but didn't call her back. He knew that sometimes the biggest lessons took time to settle. As the children enjoyed their cake, Keanu sat down on the curb beside them, listening to their laughter. He wasn't there for attention. He was there because it mattered, because kindness, no matter how small, always made a difference. As he stood up to leave, he glanced back at the bakery one last time. The wealthy woman was standing across the street, looking down at her expensive shoes, deep in thought. Maybe today had planted a seed. Maybe she'd wake up tomorrow seeing the world a little differently. Keanu turned to the camera. If you believe kindness is the greatest form of wealth, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's make sure no one in need ever goes unnoticed. With one last nod to the kids, Keanu walked away, leaving behind a story that the bakery and